TradeDevils, happy Friday. Sam here with you. Oh, it's a little after 1 o'clock here on the 5th of May. Of course, we'll take a peek at Bitcoin. Hadn't gone too far. It's threatening here, a little bit of a move. We'll look at ETH, maybe the ES, and if I've got time, I'll grab an AI crypto that might be of interest. It might be sitting up. It's not quite ripe yet, but we'll look at it in a second. So let's just pick up here where we left off with Bitcoin. Okay, so if you're optimistic bull here, I'm giving you my best estimate here as to how we could get out of here with a bullish count. And this is a couple of my guys, Sensei PKS Avenda and James M had been kind of working this count for bulls. It's definitely a little on the abnormal side, but it flies. It's legit. So if we come back to here, I guess what are we calling this? The FTX low. Well, if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, we can get a completed impulse here. I think we're probably past dispute that we have an impulse here. 3, although it's probably complex, WXY into the 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I can complete something here. I like to keep them self-contained, so I like the idea of this being a completed impulse. But I sure don't get the kind of price action that you might anticipate after that completed impulse. You're thinking 1, 2, 1, much deeper. Well, the only way that I think we can get here, and again, this is collaborative work from guys on my team, is that we do it through this expanded B and into a flat. So we'd have some, it almost doesn't matter. Here's the A triangle B, there's a clear impulse into that C. So here's the B, and then we come down, we finish with that 5. So we get this ABC into a shallow 2. Okay, so if that's going to fly, which while unusual, it's not like it's never happened, right? And note how the median line is tracking that so beautifully. By the way, this was also a golden corner, which we've looked at, but just for those of you that don't know what they look like or think, oh God, I've only read about those in books. Well, there's one in the wild right there. So there's a swing, golden zone, goes right, here's your 80% being realized. It doesn't even pause, goes up to the upper parallel, gets second target, damn near to the tick, then back to the median line. There's your classic golden corner pocket. Okay, so coming out of this, and here's the impulse. Is this my 2? Okay, well, it would be mighty shallow. Or if this is the 1 here, and the median line is going to hold us ahead of the 23. Okay, again, it's not like we've never seen a 2 that shallow. It's just abnormal. So if we zoom in there a little bit, let's get some of this off, and now that we've got that identified here, let's isolate this a little bit. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Well, this would have to be the 2, and then we're taking off into, well, that's certainly not the impulse of the 3, but it might be this just a series of overlaps here. It might be the start of a diag into the 1 of the 3. So, you'd have to finish it here, and we can see now with a little more detail this pretty impulse, although it's a little shallow on the 5th. But we finished the 5 down here. Then you'd have to call this impulsive, as this is as well, and then A triangle B C into the B, 5 down. So 1 A B C into the 2. Excuse me, into the 2. Hang on. Sorry, allergies, the bane of my existence. 2, 1, 2. Okay, well, it's not the 3, so perhaps the 1 of the 3. What can we see with certainty here? We've got a little run going here, which is a series of higher highs, higher lows, right? So the market structure here is bullish. This would be, these are, what you have here is just obvious liquidity up here at these pivots, and potentially this is a liquidity grab to induce to this supply zone here, but you think you'd have another one up at the top. You probably got a pretty juicy one. Oh shit, I probably use all of it right up here. So this has already been tapped into a bit here now. So we back up here to challenge the highs. Well, if that's the case, it would be surprising to just keep rolling up without some sort of a retrace here. So up, even if we did it, right, don't feel like oh shit, I missed it. likely there'd be some sort of retrace because it would follow the count. If that's a 1, 2, and it's certainly not a 3, so choppy, overlapping, diag into a 1, you'd anticipate the 2, and now you'd have a little more conviction. Oh, okay, I guess maybe that is going to be the shallow 2 that held with that unusual running flat. 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Which you got to have a 1 to get to the 3, so okay. I mean, I'm not ready to start buying aggressively here, because if you kind of pull it out, what are we really doing here? Let's see if I can do it this way. I'd probably better do it this way here. Just kind of, all right. Well, we seem to be kind of stuck in this box here of uncertainty. What are we doing? We're going up, right? When are we going to get some regulation? Probably not. Okay, so we're going down. No. Okay, well, but banks are failing. Are we going up? The interest rates are about to be. Are they pausing? Are they using another rate hike? Right. So all this indecision here is, makes it hard to trade. Certainly longer term, which is what we try and do here, is give you the longer term view of it, right? Because certainly you can be down here trading this on a 15 minute and a 1 minute if it's certainly there. Dangerous, right? Here's a great examples of some of the dangers of doing that at that lower degree. Pump, dump, right? And what do we do? Right? We just go sideways. Look at the 200 Gotti, right? It's just flat line, right? There's really no trend here other than the shorter term trends. I'm on a 4 hour here, so if you take that to a 15 minute, that's going to look like a raging series of higher highs, higher lows. Now, of course, we have to consider the bearish alternative, because as we can identify here, this 5 is either finishing something or starting something. We know that, right? So per the bull count here, if this is 1, 2, well, we've finished a C wave here, and now we go. Well, we got to consider the possibility that this is not labeled. This is not the labeling that the market's going to support if we start to sell off. So the other thought would be that this is. Okay, we'd have to here. Let's take this off here, and this would be the one here. You'd be kind of leaning into the idea that this sideways action here which is very 4-like. Oh, here's something like this here so we'd have 1, 2. I guess you'd. Oh God, let's see if I can do this on the fly. Something like this. This would have to be up here. This would have to go up here, and let's take it up a degree. Here we go here, and this one. I'll take that one up even higher. So 1, 2, so you can't miss them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, well now I probably don't have to go too far for Elliottians here. Okay, if that's 1, or excuse me, it could be A or 1. All right, if this is, it could be the A, it could be the 1 of A, or more likely it's an A. Okay, well A, B, C, there's the B. Now this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that, to bring an ABC down here. Right? We don't know that would be done. And as it sits right now, we don't know that we're going to take off here and that the bull count will hold. But what we can, I think we can all agree, what we don't have, that's not what I want. What I don't have here is anything impulsive that might lead me to think I'm in the 3. Best case, I'm in the 1 of the 3, right? Which is, that's a benefit that I can say, well, I know for sure I'm not in an impulse of the 3rd, but I could be in the 1 of the 3rd, right? Something like that. So this 3 would go up higher, and all of this would push higher, right? High class problem for bulls. 1, 1. We don't know how deep that goes. 1, 2, something like that, right? You got a nice high volume note here. Shallowed on this one. Maybe you're deeper on the neck. Again, it's speculation. We don't know what we're going to get here. But right now, what do I have that I can say with certainty? I'm in a little run here, higher highs, higher lows. I'd be very mindful of all of the potential liquidity grabs that are up here, right? So Jesus, it's like waving a flag at it. Grab it, bring it down. Possible, right? We shall see, right? There's just as much. Look, all the stops are up here, right? They're here. We know they're all there. That's everybody on the planet knows that. So, right? So what happens, right? The breakout traders who, God love them, right? They keep doing it, right? So breakout, right? No, we're gonna break the high. We're gonna go, right? Because they just see 1, 2, 3. They just see 1, 2, or fuck it. I don't even know if they'd be thinking that. They just see, oh, it's a breakout. Who cares where it came from? It's breaking a high. Well, number one is, again, it's just a little bit of, I shouldn't say it that way. For all I know, it flies, right? So, but my point is always that's perhaps the single worst place you could enter the market, right? I'm never saying, well, you can't be long going into a pivot. You just want to be long with house money. So if it rolls over, you don't get beat up. You want to be long going into it. Let's see what happens. Maybe the breakout traders, runs and guns. I wouldn't count on it. Well, I don't count on it, right? That's why I never do it, right? So I don't care how that goes, how far that goes. I'm just going to, if it does go, I'm going to be thrilled, right? The Bitcoin I hold will be increasing in value. I'm going to wait for the 4 and take the 5, right? Because then I'd know, 1, 2, it was the 3. Yeah, we shall see. I don't think that's enough. Well, let's look in there and see how we are. From the high, let's look here. What do we got from our low? Oh, pardon me. That would not be right here. To and through, right? So there's no resistance up here from this pivot per the algo. So free to fly there. Let's, if I turn this off and turn this off, we're going to have, I put on, you guys know we're big fans of Sonar Labs and have got a special deal. If you look underneath this video in our link tree, there's if you click that, you'll see a discount code if you wanted to start working with some market structure in a product like Sonar Labs, which is it fits in so nicely with the Elliott Wave. That's why I like it so much. But they've got a little promo code you can use to get you 10% off their rate, and they have a very generous trial. I encourage you to look at it. And we're going to do some more training on market structure and smart money concepts, right? On that'll be coming quickly, but Sonar Labs kind of walks you through it. It shows you all the changes of character, break of structure, order block, right? It's a very sophisticated product and very reasonably priced, right? There's my marketing promo. Okay, that aside, so is there anything to do here? I think not, right? I think it's a hurry up and wait. Let's see, what happens up here. Well, here you can even see here, the Sonar Labs is notating all the potential liquidity grabs that are up here, right? Equal highs, potential liquidity. Here's a little trend line liquidity. So these are all targets, right? For there'll be a large number of people that won't know that's there. They won't know how to consider that as a potential threat, as a liquidity run, and they'll just buy it. Which is not to say that they wouldn't be right and just buy the breakout. I'm never saying that, right? It's always where's the best location with regards to risk reward, right? If you're think of it this way. We've talked about this a lot, right? Which would be consistent with market structure. Okay, so if you're going to be a buyer, at least let's buy in where it's on sale, below the 50. At least buy in the discount. If you're buying it now, what are you doing? You're buying it on full retail, right? You're buying the premium. That's when you want to sell it, right? So if we're in a box like this, what's the simple solution, right? We want to sell at the highs, buy at the lows, right? Not that it's ever that simple, but just conceptually do it. Right? Certain risk reward is better if I'm buying in the discount. It's kind of simple stuff. The Elliott count here is elusive here, so maybe a little market structure is a better way to approach it until the Elliott clarifies, which is often the case with Elliott. Okay, that's enough on Bitcoin because I don't think there's much to do there. ETH. Let's get over to ETH. Now, ETH is a little trickier. Hang on. Excuse me. All right, I'm back. Okay, so let's go to a 4 here. ETH is much trickier to get a bull count. Here, let's get this out of here. All right, let's see if we can make this fly. All right, so it's the same impulse off I guess we'll call it the FTX low. Same impulse. So 1 WXY into the 2. Okay, it's a little easier to see the impulse here to 3. Call it the 4. Now 1, 2. You got to get a little Elliott shuffle in there to get it to fly. 3, 4, and we finish with that impulse into the 5. So I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, if that's the case, excuse me. Get this over here. Well, same issue here, right? I got 5 down. Am I ending something there? Well, if I'm ending something there, likely I'm ending an A wave there. Now, again, emphasis likely. That would be the most probable that we're putting in an A wave there. Let's get this out of there. If this is an A wave here, we're going to do some sort of A, B. Looks like we're heading towards a C to give me that B before we would anticipate that we're going to come down here this way. So then you kind of put the whole thing together and you're like, oh God, if that completes an impulse here and I'm coming back down I'm going to do this via the I mean, if we get maybe it's a zigzag here with a deep B, so we'd go 5, 3. We'd be anticipating 5 to come down here, and all this market structure, all of this consolidation that was here. You can kind of see how that would fly. And then additionally, at least you're buying at the 50 here from the swing low, swing high. You're buying it on sale, or pretty close to it, right? Whether you get the 50 or not. Now we don't have this, but market's pretty bullish here. It doesn't look like it's done. It looks like there's 3, 4, 5. You're going to come up in here and tap this supply. Now, look, there's fair value gaps here as well. It's kind of convenient that Sonar draws these in for you, right? Not that you can't do them yourself, but that makes it stand out a little bit more. So here you have this imbalance here because the market fell so far. We come back to it. It wouldn't be surprising to tap here and perhaps some unfinished business there, and we'd be coming up here into a 3. Here we're fair value gap. We do a little 4, and then back to the 5. We're into the supply zone. From the supply zone, maybe we hold the B here. This would be the strong high on the, so this is the strong high because it gave us the break of structure. So let's get this out of here so it's easier to see. So if this is the A and this is the B, we could even expand the B. But the finish, the crescendo, is to come down for the 5 into the C. And all of that sets you up to be buying on discount to take the whole thing back up. Oh shit, let's get that out of here. And now we're flying 1, 2, 1. Let's see if I can get it all together here. So this would be 1, A, B, C. Off we go into the big 3. And now we're going gangster. Okay. All right. Something to do. Well, it's kind of the same thing. I had a little bit of a hurry up and wait here. Now, just looking at that, you'd want to measure here from the swing high to the absolute low. And I'm going to use the pivot here because algo won't care about an expanded B wave and won't care. It's just going to use dominant to dominant. So we just tag the golden zone and look at the reaction. I can't make this stuff up. Okay, so what do we have there? Golden corner. Now, this golden corner, right? So we're sitting here looking at this thinking, wait a minute now. If this is 1, 2, 3, I was expecting this to break. Well, I'm not saying it can't break. What I'm saying is that as it sits right now, I have a golden corner pocket, which means I've got 80% probability of getting to that median line. Now, that's the golden. We could go up. We could expand the B. We can go higher here. Certainly 786 would be reasonable, and then your C is over here. Now, because it's a correction, I'd also consider a shift, maybe something like this, depending on how high this goes. Right? I don't know where we're going to get that. And you don't have to go there first. It may just be that the traditional framing here would get you set up just beautifully. But let's not assume until we get a pivot here, and then you get a little break of structure. So you'd want to see something like this. So we get something like this, and then a retrace up here, and then as we come down, perhaps there's a little break that would get you into it, right here, fair value gap, something that would suggest, oh, okay, we're heading down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, heading towards the C. All right, so that all remains to be seen. Right now, what can I see? I've got this same kind of consolidation happening. I've just banged a golden zone, so I know there's an algo participating. Not surprising, right? We're seeing algo here. But that certainly it's teed up to just, okay, there's the first bang your head, right? And then we go up, get the 5, and then the whole thing starts over. So I don't think there's anything bullish here. Other than if you wanted to try and play you certainly would. I'd like to think no one here who's a member or watches this channel or has ever watched any of my videos is going to buy it there. I mean, is there a worse place to buy it? Only one right there, right? This would be a mistake, I think. Not that it couldn't go through. I'm just saying I'm never saying that. What I'm saying is come into it with house money. So if it bangs, right, you out of scratch. All right, let's, ES would be pretty consistent here. This is probably worthwhile just for a quick review. There's kind of an interesting example in here. So we're looking at golden corners across all markets, right? It doesn't matter, right? So you hear me say this all the time, and you think, God, that's kind of a glib, arrogant thing to say. I don't mean it that way. I'm telling you, the market does not matter. If you've watched more than 5 videos of mine, you know the market doesn't matter. Right? Same algo, same patterns, everything's the same. So now we're to the 15-minute in the S&P, but look at this precision here. So swing high, swing low, what do? We just bang the golden zone. But look inside this. This is just remarkable, which is why I figured I'd pause here, just so you know how dominant this is. You've got to, let's get right up there. You've got to look for it. Oh, come here. All right, so we go from this pivot here. Now we go up. This is a front run here on the 50. Get it right on there, on this 50. So swing high. We come back. A couple of ticks in front of the 50. We go straight down. What do? We bang this 50. Now we come all the way back up here. Look at this is just fucking believable. Look at that right there. So we're hitting the target within 2 ticks. We're hitting the golden zone so the buy side hits its target as the sell side kicks in. How do we know it's an algo? Look what it does after doing that. I don't know that I can give you a prettier setup than that, right? Now great, right? After the fact. Well, you got to look for them, right? I mean, you got to, first question always, where's the algo? What did it do last? Where is it? Right? You've heard me say this 1,000 times. If you don't, you're walking through a minefield with blinders on. You'll step right on it. That's a bad image. You'll trade right into it, right? Maybe just as horrible, right? All jest aside, this would not be a place to be a buyer, but I promise you somebody bought it. Now, why would they buy it? Right? They don't know it's there. Okay, so let's keep moving that off. Now, what's interesting here, you would anticipate with this that after this we'd have another one here, but it fails, and look what happens when it fails. Now, I've done enough on this, but just for review, we've got some new members and new subs, right? So if we come here, we get that's close. That's candidate for a front run, right? It's not so far that couldn't be a front run, but this is too far. That's too far for a front run on the target. So we're left. Right? We don't get it. Off we go. Now, remember, when it breaks here, it's not that the algo in turn goes long. No, that's not what it does, right? So, but we fail here, so it gets stopped out. Algos do get stopped out. Now, where are we from the high? All right, I think we just broke it. All right, so good. So from this, if I get right on it, from this pivot high to this pivot low, we have now broken all resistance. Now, that doesn't mean the algos are long. What that means is that from all of these pivots, but it means the next retrace, whether it's 50 or golden zone, is what they'll do. What the algo will do. It'll wait for the next 50 at this degree, right, or a smaller degree, depending on what degree you're looking at. It'll wait for the next one, and then you'll have it. You'll have it right here. Sometimes could be here, could maybe right in the pocket. You can right in the pocket. What have I got? Right. So this is I do this for the repetition, so you see it. Oh, same thing over and over and over again. Where's the algo? What did it do last? Can I frame some geometry around it? Is there an Elliott count that would be supportive here, that would give me additional guidance as to what's probable? You have to pay attention to it, right? Again, you'll be sorry you didn't. You'll see it after the fact, and you'll be, I know that guy told me to keep looking for these, and I traded right into it. Okay, so that's. Let's go here. I've got the big one here. So this is the same thing, right? Again, the degree. Now all this different here is we've changed the time frame. So now we're on a daily. The count as I have it currently labeled, which right, an Elliott count is always just a snapshot in time. It's subject to change. I see a WXY via this clear zigzag here. Now, some sort of a triangle into an X candidate up here. Well, look, lo and behold, right? And again, we've looked at this last few weeks, right? Golden zone. Right? Where's the resistance? Golden zone. Now, you look at that and you think, oh, God, there's a big move today, bullish off of the jobs report. Well, it looks like it's about to break. Well, don't forget, right? This is what the algo is going to do. It's going to go back one. So then you got the big one to break. You break that one, now you're free to fly. But as it sits right now, well, this triangle idea is going to get a little stretched here if that let's get there if we need to. Right now, I do anticipate this breaking, partly because there's virtually no one who comes on any of the financial media. Well, I shouldn't say no one. The vast majority are all absolutely sure there's going to be a recession. So negative for stocks, which makes me bullish, right? Because that's just crowd dynamics. The more they think it's bearish, the more likely it is to be bullish. Maybe you could get Kramer on there to be extra bearish for a little bull fuel. I digress. So we'll wait and see here. Right now, the bear count is still in play, right? But if we break this, then this structure is going to start to break down. Right now, if we hold this golden zone, this is what you'd anticipate, right? And it wouldn't necessarily have to be a recession; it could just be a technical pattern here. But if we're heading down to 3,200, it may be maybe a recession that we're dealing with. So I in some degree of jest suggest that, okay, well, a lot of smart people do think a recession is coming. So, let's not assume they're all wrong. All right. How am I doing? 25. That guy got Bitcoin, ETH, ES. Let's go. Let's look at this. I think this one is ripe here. So everybody's, I'm sure your feed is much like mine. I can't get through 3 articles without seeing 5 about AI, right? It's just going to change the world, dominate everything. So any of the AI cryptos are intriguing, right? Now this has we use a little Elliott here and a little market structure. Let's go back a bit. So if we look at the bigger picture here, I'm down to an hourly because I was trying to dig into that. So we can look at a 4-hour here and see a bigger picture here. So here's the lowest low I have here on BitGet. This is the futures contract, which BitGet is our sponsor, right? So I have to remind people of that. So, and one of the advantages of BitGet, right, is that you can trade futures rather than spot. So, but for this, so I'm using the perpetual mixed contract here. So whatever this is, likely impulsive. Well, boy, we're gonna challenge the absolute lows here because this is an A, and we're gonna go. Again, trying to keep it simple. If this is A, B, C, boy, right, we're gonna challenge that. Looks like we might. So let's just pause here and take a look at this. Can we get an ending pattern here that would be a contender? Now, I'm not suggesting when are we down here? 28 cents. You'd want to let this set up, but the count as it sits right now to this ending diag is kind of intriguing. So the 1, 2, 3, the 4 is a little challenging, but there's a clear impulse here. Let's go to a 2. Maybe see it a little better. 1, A, B, C into the 2. Oh, there's not hard to catch figure out where the 3 is. A, it almost doesn't matter. A, B, C, D, E into a B, and then I get a clear impulse here. So this we can lean into this as, okay, something, remember, right? We're either starting or we're finishing. So something finishes here because we broke the lows, so it has to be a finish. It would make sense. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, coming out of that, you might have thought, oh, God, looks like, could I be done down here for the 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Allergies again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so can we get her done here? Well, there's a 1. There's an A, B, C into a 2. Now, it looks like you've got to go A, B, because there is just a drop-dead perfect, gorgeous impulse here. So that would be the A, B, C into my 3. And why do I say that? Because given the wick here and what's followed, I've got overlap of the proposed 1. So it forces the diag. Right, and it works out because you can't quite finish it. You can't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, you miss a leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would finish the 3. So it actually plays better to work it as an ending diag. So 1, 2, A, B, C into the 3. A, B. This is an impulse, right? So A, B, C. We break the 1, so that sets up the diag. Now, if I pull from the proposed 3, look what we do here, right? So in a diagonal, places you want to look for a technical reaction, well, length of the 3, right? Here, now we're expanding the B here, or from the pivot high, there's the 38. From the 2, it's 50. And so it's just drop dead perfect. So this little push, and we can look here at that wick. Likely that's liquidity being grabbed here, and Look, you got a little fair value gap right in here. All right, looks like they ran that. All right, just a little imbalance here, came up, got a wick through it, and then back down we go. So what are we looking for here? Let's get out of there. B. All right, if we break this low, which is the swing low, this is the strong high, right? Because it gave me the break of structure. So if this is the low here, can we get out of this? We don't know that that's the B. It's a little shallow for the B, but A, B coming down for the C. It's a contender, right? So didn't quite make the 50 there. Again, this could kick. We come out of this demand here. If there's a little reaction here, give you a higher B, and then we come down for the C. I'd actually prefer that because then I'd have less probability of overlapping here to a new all-time low. Assuming that is the new all-time low, which I think it is. 3, 4, we're looking for a low down here. Now, so why take the time to go through all this? Because if that's the B and we're going to get something down here, well, let's be heads up for number one, the potential to be buying down here. I should mention this is, what do they call it? Singularity.net. AGI is the symbol. Some of them call it Singularity. Some of them it's AGI, but I think most here on BitGet it'll be AGI. If we finish down here, we're looking for, let me get that out of here, some sort of a break of structure that gets you teed up here. So maybe it's this, where you'd come down here and get, okay, we finish. Now I come up, break some structure, and come back down, and then we're 3, 4. Right, one to be watching for because the setup is quite good. It's still a green banana, but it's getting closer here. So you can see the potential, sweep the low, grab the liquidity up, fake the bulls out here, grab some liquidity here, right? Grab some liquidity here. Early buyers get bent over here, and then here's your purchase right here. Get this back to the lows. One to watch, right? So if I can't give you one right now, well, this is one to have on your radar. So maybe by Wednesday's live stream, we'll come back, revisit this, see if we got a decent finish here, and if we've had enough time to get this to start to break some structure and tee up at least an order block down here where we can, well, here's Sonar Labs doing it for you, giving you a location where you can get long this and then participate in some of this AI mania. I don't know, this mania, some of the AI enthusiasm, let's say it that way. It may not be mania, right? It's going to change the world. So we get into this and participate on the crypto side. Just a thought. Okay, guys, lots to chew on there. Just a reminder, right? You can always join us over here on TradeDevils.com. You can join us for free, get access to all sorts of goodies over here. And if you want to participate, you can go right into the Discord here. That's reduced rate, or the individual belts. You buy them one at a time. Okay, guys, have a good weekend, and I will catch you next week.